And we are live. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all feeling well. Before we officially dive in, I want to make sure everybody can hear me. I want to make sure everybody can see me and that we are good to go. I know I am a few minutes late. I was just preparing a few things for today's live, which is going to be an awesome live called The Great Awakening, What They Aren't Telling You, and a live question and answer session that we're going to have together right here in the most interactive way. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait for it. Again, thank you all very, very much for tuning in. As usual, we always start with the following. Where are you tuning in from? Country, city, state, village, town, planet sometimes, whatever it may be. Where are you tuning in from? And I always ask that before I start because the purpose of this channel is community. It's to bring us all together and show how far and wide we really all are. So I see Kentucky, I see Arkansas, I see more people from Arkansas. We got Corryton, Tennessee, Montana, in the United States of America, Fort Myers, Florida, Atlanta, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Maryland, Las Vegas. I will be there very soon, by the way, for a big event. So maybe I'll see you there. Las Vegas, Seattle, Adelaide in Australia, North Carolina, California, Australia, Sedona, Florida, Belfast, Ireland. Beautiful place, by the way. South Wales in the United Kingdom, Minnesota, Connecticut, Washington State, Kentucky, Los Angeles, North Carolina, East Texas, soon Myrtle Beach, Southington, Connecticut. Hello, hello. We got Vegas, Ontario, Yorkshire, United Kingdom, and North Carolina, Canada, and the list goes on and on. I want to say thank you all very, very much for tuning in today. Today is a good day. It's a blessed day. It's a Monday. Some people say Mondays aren't the best or the first day of the week. But if you're living that life and you're buying into that narrative, you're probably part of the problem. Mondays are not a bad day. Mondays are the best day because it's the very beginning of you absolutely crushing it this week. And that's how I start every single week. That's how I start every single Monday. And that's how I hope you start every single week as well. So again, thank you all for tuning in. The focus of today's live is the Great Awakening, what they aren't telling you, and the live question and answer. So you guys are going to be able to ask your questions closer to the end of this live stream. Whatever questions you may have, we're going to dive right in. Before we do, just a few footnotes real quick, some exciting things. Number one, today is Monday. It's a good day. It also happens to be Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday means everything that happened with Black Friday is now extended for one day. It ends tonight in a few hours. That does mean that when it comes to Cyber Monday pertaining to the light system technology, a technology that I love, this cube you can get right now at $1,000 off up until tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. This pyramid you can get $2,000 off up until tonight, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. And these medallions and these bracelets, supercharged light system wearables, you can get at 25% off on the light system marketplace. That is tlsmarketplace.shop. There's a link in the description below. Make sure to go check it out. And of course, last but not least, the biggest event of the year in the new year is coming up and live stream access is available. That means that if you want to tune in on the live stream to the Transformation to Becoming Superhuman event, make sure to get your tickets while they last, or I should say while they're still at the price that they're at, under $200 for a 3-day unforgettable transformative experience. You can learn more on my website, jasonshirka.com. And of course, if you want to be there in person, we may be doing buy one, get one free for the last few seats that are available. By the way, anybody that's here, would you be interested in that if you don't already have your ticket? I just want to feel it out a little bit. Buy one, get one free. That means it's essentially 50% off, but your ticket comes with another free ticket so you could bring whoever you want for the event in person only. So just comment in the live chat. I want to see who would be interested in that. I see a few yeses so far. So I do think we're going to do it. We may do it soon. And for those of you who already got your tickets, if we do choose to do that in the next few days, don't worry, you will not be left out, because you will get it too, even in retrospect. So stay tuned. I'm going to make some big and fun announcements very soon. And again, I look forward to seeing you all at the event. Get tickets, even if it's without buy one, get one free. If we end up doing it, you will have access to it as a ticket holder. So make sure to get your ticket at jasonshirka.com. I want to see you guys there. It's going to be awesome. I love you guys immensely. Let's dive right in and let's have a good time. So today, once again, is called The Great Awakening, What They Aren't Telling You, and live Q&A. Tonight, we are diving into something that I believe is massive: statistics, facts, things that people need to be aware of, something you can feel, something you can sense, something your intuition has probably been whispering for years, but now it's just completely undeniable. There is a great awakening happening right now on this planet. It's a massive shift in consciousness, and not only is it real, but the proof is absolutely everywhere, hiding in plain sight for anyone who chooses to look. And today I'm going to share that with you so it's even more in plain sight. And the most unbelievable part is the fact that the people in power, the institutions, the systems that have controlled humanity for not decades, not centuries, but millennia, they know it's happening. They feel it, and it terrifies them. And by the way, before I keep going, the other day I saw a post about somebody who absolutely hates me. And it was really interesting because he was saying, look, he's sharing all these things about injections and so on and so forth. We got to stop this guy. This is exactly what I'm talking about. The fact that those people see me and many other people in my field as a threat means we're doing something right. It means that we're at a point, just a moment, it means that we're at a point where we are actually reaching the masses and people are listening. And that's a very, very good thing. And that's the purpose of tonight's live as well. So tonight, I'm going to walk you through the evidence that these people don't want you to see, the signs that humanity is waking up faster than they can actually suppress us, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to show you a completely new world emerging, one rooted in truth, in sovereignty, in liberation, in freedom, in health and connection and consciousness, most of all. So with that, I want to dive in. We're going to begin starting with the collapse of trust. And by the way, somebody said silver is up over $57, and that should show you something. That means a lot of people are losing trust and losing faith in the dollar in the current systems. I told everybody to get silver when it was $18 an ounce. It's more than 300% up since 2 years ago when I started sharing that, and I share that on a consistent basis. So get that silver because it's still going to go up. Now, again, I want to dive in starting with the collapse of trust. Now, if you want the clearest signs of a mass awakening, I want you to look at the complete collapse of trust in the institutions that once controlled public perception. And I want to show you the actual numbers when it comes to how many people are actually losing trust in these organizations, in these corporations, in these things as a whole when it comes to institutions. When it comes to media, and these are stated facts that you can look up yourself. Number one, only 30% of Americans trust the mainstream media today. That means 3 out of 10. That means 7 out of 10 don't. And when it comes to younger generations, which is a very good sign because I'm part of it, and we're going to be the ones leading things moving forward, their trust in big media is even less. It's about 12 to 16% is the actual number right now. So 30% of Americans on average, but 12 to 16% trust mainstream media in the younger generations. That means nearly 90% don't. 9 out of 10 people, that's huge. When it comes to the pharmaceutical industry, the global wellness market, and this is huge, by the way. One second. The global wellness market is now $5.6 trillion. All righty, $5.6 trillion. Natural supplements have doubled in sales. Alternative healing searches are up 500 to 1200%. These are all real statistics. And it shows us that we're waking up and our consciousness is now shifting what we demand, what we desire, and what we want. That's why so many people are going to tlsmarketplace.shop because they love these products for a reason. Consciousness is shifting and therefore demand is shifting as well. Now, when it comes to the government, worldwide trust in the government is now under 25%. And 52% of young Americans believe the government is corrupt. That number can increase a little bit. I believe next year it's going to be closer to 75% because we're seeing what's going on. But when it comes to banking and money, again, demand for silver is at an all-time high, away from the dollar into metals, precious metals, silver and gold. Look at what's going on there. Countries are buying gold at the highest levels since 1967. And 420 million crypto users are now the number worldwide. That's like 5% of the population, but a large percent of the relevant population that's actually part of the individuals that would even be in that world to begin with. So that is a huge percentage, and that's a huge number of people, over 420 million crypto users worldwide, which also means there is massive room to grow. When it comes to the food system, I shared this in the last live and I'll do it again. 63% of people do not trust mass-produced food, and organic food sales have increased by 1,400%, 14x. Do you understand what that number is? People are waking up. When it comes to education, homeschooling has grown 261% over the past 9 years alone. And 2.7 million children in the United States of America are now homeschooled. That is a very large number, and it's growing very, very fast. When it comes to big tech, encrypted platforms are exploding. Look at Orion Messenger by my good friend Robert Edward Grant. That's an encrypted platform. It is exploding. And encrypted platforms in general are exploding. And data privacy concerns are at all-time highs. They are at record highs. So trust isn't collapsing because people are negative. Trust is collapsing because truth is finally surfacing, and people are finally starting to see it. Now, when it comes to the rise of decentralization, a really big point here. The old world was built on centralization, power at the top, dependence at the bottom. But that's crumbling right now. So decentralized finance, let's look at that for a second. Crypto adoption is up 23x, 2,300%. 100 plus countries are exploring blockchain technologies. Decentralized communication, which is encrypted messaging, is up 600%. Decentralized healing, private membership associations, that's a lot of the members. That's a lot of the centers on the Unified Healing Network. Frequency healing, like the light system. Natural medicine is rising globally. And again, Unified Healing is leading as a global decentralized network. Hundreds of centers in over 50 countries around the world. Now, most of them light system centers and growing rapidly. But this is a decentralized network. Each center owner is a node in something much bigger. And those nodes can work together to do something great. But if something goes wrong, those nodes can drop off and you no longer have it. So this isn't top down, this is bottom up. That's what Unified Healing is. That's why I always say, join the movement. Go to unifiedhealing.com, apply to open up a center. And if you already have a practice, a clinic, a center, a meditation center, whatever it may be, join Unified Healing. It's an incredible, incredible way to be a part of the new emerging world that we're now seeing. Now, when it comes to media, again, not to toot anything in terms of the horn of Unified, but Unified TV is that. It's decentralized media. It's built without censorship. But outside of Unified TV, independent creators are outperforming mainstream networks right now, and that should tell you everything you need to know. There's also decentralized communities, homestay, eco-villages, conscious communities are booming. The point is, humanity is choosing sovereignty. They're choosing decentralization. They're choosing liberation. They're choosing freedom. Now, I want to speak about the explosion, and it is an explosion, of alternative healing. If it's not obvious by now, people are rejecting the old medical paradigm. Natural medicine, let's look at that for a second. $210 billion industry growing to $430 billion by 2030. That's a 100% increase in just 4 years expected over the next 4 years, and it's been growing rapidly. Energy and frequency healing. Searches are up 300 to 1,200%. Look at what the light system is doing. Go to unifiedhealing.com, search for those gold pins. All of those gold pins have light system technology, whether it's a cube, pyramid, whatever it may be, as unified healing centers. There are many more people around the world that have that technology, but that's just the Unified Healing Network showing how everything is now increasing towards energy and frequency healing. When it comes to meditation, the numbers are 500 million practitioners worldwide. That's almost 10% of our population. That's a huge number. When it comes to fasting, I just did that. 30 days of no food. It's the most searched wellness practice, and it's because it's free. It's not only free, it saves you money because you don't have to spend money on food so fast. It's amazing. And there are also incredible benefits when it comes to fasting, like benefits to your mitochondria, benefits to stem cells, benefits to your inflammation, benefits to cognitive function and mental clarity. Breath work is also massive. In 5 years, it went from 1 million to 20 million participants. These things are growing. Detoxing is growing by 8.3% annually. And then, of course, again, the light system. This is real science. This is real results. This is real demand. And if you want to look into it on thelightsystems.com, go to their research tab. Look at the studies that are now being done, that have now been done, and many more that I'm sure are going to be coming with a lot of participants simultaneously, so you can see even bigger sample sizes. But I'm a living testimony, and so many other people are. These things work, and people are adopting it. Now, I spoke about this in the last live that I did, and I'm going to speak about it again. I call it the great resignation of the soul. People are saying, like I said last time, I can't do this anymore. I don't like this anymore when it comes to their work. And when it comes to work, millions are leaving misaligned jobs. Imagine that. There were so many people not too long ago that were doing something they hated, and there are still people that do that, but many people are moving out of that. Millions are leaving misaligned jobs. We're now moving into purpose-based work, and that is rising significantly, not every year, but every single day. Relationships. People are now moving into more conscious relationships. Those are rising. Communication is getting better. Belief systems are also a big thing. Spirituality is now skyrocketing, while traditional religion is declining. Now, I do want to be very upfront here. I am not for religion. I do come from a Jewish family. I love my roots and I love my people, but I do not believe that religion is the way. I believe that all religions, if we take it out of the context of religion and we look at it as a way of life outside of the fanatics that do crazy things in all religions, organized religion is suppressing us. It's not freeing us. Look what it's doing. It's saying, come give money to the church and we will free you. No, that's not how it works. Take action to your life for your life and you will be freed. There's a very big difference. Even when it comes to lifestyle, people are leaving cities. People are growing food. People are creating communities. That's what I do every single day. And so many of you are joining me. And I'm not saying join my community, build your own as well, because all of our communities create something that's so much bigger than just one. And all together they become one. Now, there are also truth leaks, truth that is leaking that they cannot stop. Truth is spreading faster than censorship. There are whistleblowers, more in the past 5 years than the previous 50 years combined. It's becoming a thing. People like James O'Keefe, a good friend of mine who I work with, he is leading that movement without holding back for a second. And he's got some big balls for doing it. And I respect him for doing it. Independent media. There's breaking stories that the mainstream media won't touch. Well, guess what? We do. And guess what? All of you are watching it. And that's what matters. When it comes to artificial intelligence, even that is exposing contradictions and hidden data. And when it comes to open source intelligence, millions are investigating corruption. That's why these numbers are growing and growing and growing. Then there's the energetic shift. Humanity is becoming more intuitive, more conscious, more sensitive, more compassionate, more aware, more aligned with truth. People are experiencing synchronicities. They're experiencing awakenings. They're experiencing vivid dreams, emotional releases, heightened intuition. This is the ascension of consciousness, and this is exactly what we're experiencing right now. We're not living in the end of the world. We're living in the end of an illusion. This is the beginning of a new era. And like I said, and the title of this live stream says, the Great Awakening is here, and nothing can stop the rising frequency of humanity. Now, with that, I want to ask you all, where are you when it comes to that? What do you believe when it comes to that? What camp are you in? That's not to create division. That's to create awareness on where am I at? What am I actually doing? What can I change? We are living in the greatest time humanity has ever experienced. We're living in a time where Nobody's like me, and I am a nobody in the grand scheme of things. Nobody's like me are putting together events, and people from all around the world are flying in because they want to transform. That's the transformation. That's what's happening in January. That's the event that I spoke about in the beginning of this live stream. We're living in a world where people aren't watching CNN anymore. They're not watching Fox News anymore. Maybe many are, but not in ratio. Many are watching the podcasts. Many are watching the independent networks, the independent journalists. So many people are changing their lives, and it's thanks to each and every one of you. Each and every one of us, look what we're doing. I come and I bust my ass, and I do bust my ass all the time to spread this knowledge, knowing that there are risks, knowing that there are risks. I've had people after me. I've had people follow me. I've had a lot of crazy things happen. And guess what? I'm not going to stop. We're going to keep moving forward because the truth is more important than one person. The truth is more important than my life. We are here to awaken each other. And even if somebody loses their life in the process, hopefully they don't, but even if somebody loses their life in the process because the evil side, or whatever you want to call it, that darkness takes them out because they were a threat to something that those individuals wanted to bring forth, okay. But guess what? What you resist persists. And that is the ultimate lesson here for the people that try stopping the truth. The more you resist it, the more it comes out. If they were smart, they wouldn't even give it attention. I'll tell you who's smart. I don't like them, but they're smart. For those of you who know Kathy O'Brien, I love her. She's spoken about some crazy things that are very true, by the way, insane experiences that happened to her. And she's a dear friend of mine, and I love that woman. And she said names of ex-presidents and ex-vice presidents and what they did. And guess what? Those presidents and vice presidents, they could have sued her, but they didn't. Why didn't they? One may say, because they don't want the truth coming out. But that's not what they did. They just said, let's not give this woman attention, because if we give her attention, media is going to come, then it's going to blow it up, and then it's going to be an even bigger deal. So let's just let her do what she does, and eventually it's going to die out. And I hope that that doesn't happen, because what Kathy shares is true. And what Kathy shares is mind-blowing. But that's a perfect example of the smart versus the stupid when it comes to the dark side. The stupid ones fight the people sharing the truth. The smart ones say, let them do it. People forget quickly anyways. Let's just keep moving forward. We cannot let that happen. And we need to keep moving forward. We need to keep getting more and more people aware of what's going on, not in a violent way. I am not a proponent for war. I am not a proponent for silence. I am not a proponent for violence. I am somebody that says, listen, let's move forward. Let's do it peacefully, and let's do it through information, knowledge, and awareness, and that is it. So I'm going to ask you all, when it comes to questions, we haven't done a Q&A in a while, so I'm going to open the floor up for any questions that any of you may have. And I'm going to ask you to write questions, semicolon, and then write your questions so I can help kind of sift through all of the questions versus comments to make it easier for me. But what questions do you have? We haven't done this in a long time. What questions can I answer? And whatever questions we don't get to today, don't worry. I will do a live Q&A focused on questions and answers specifically outside of everything else that I'm sharing. But what questions do you have? What do you want answered? What are you curious about? And by the way, I am not God. I am not a prophet. I am not this guru that knows everything. I'm Jason. I'm 28 years old. I like reading. I like researching. I like looking at things and connecting dots. And sometimes I'm right, and sometimes I'm wrong, because we're all human. The key is, when you're wrong about something, you come and say, listen, I was wrong about that. And when you're right about something, you don't shove it in anybody's face either. You just let it be there. But the reason why I'm sharing that is because I want to make it very clear that I may not know all the answers to everything, but I am here to do my best to answer your questions with the knowledge that I do have. I am here to answer your questions in the best possible way. So somebody asked, and again, write question, semicolon, and your question. right? So I can help kind of sift through the questions. So I see somebody over here. What's next for Unified? Give us something good. Well, I will, because it's actually really big. And there are certain things that I can't share just yet, only because we're under confidentiality clauses and whatnot. But in January, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. What I will say is this: in the very near future, everybody that is on Unified TV as a Unified TV member will have access to a much larger library of content. About 10,000 titles, by the way. It's about to be super interesting. It's about to be super amazing. And the value is incredible in terms of what you're actually going to be able to get with your $10 to $15 a month membership in terms of your donation that you guys give to Unified. Unified TV is about to explode in various different ways in collaboration with certain companies and certain individuals that you will soon hear about. And I look forward to sharing that in the very near future in January. As a matter of fact, the big event happening in January with myself, Robert Grant, Dr. Artis, Dr. Group, Aaron Abke, Pete Heibloom, and so on and so forth, the announcement will be happening there. And for those of you that are there on the live stream or on the ground, you're going to get to hear it first. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So again, make sure to get your tickets, jasonshirka.com. I believe we will probably do that buy one, get one for the in-person ticket specifically. And again, if you already got your ticket, don't worry, that will be extended to you as well. But for those of you who have not yet gotten your ticket, get your ticket, jasonshirka.com. Get your ticket in person. I look forward to experiencing magic together. The next question right after that is question, MedBeds. Some online say that they are here and available for all soon, but we need our quantum card. So that, my friend, is bullshit. All righty, I'm just going to say it straight up. That is bullshit. The quantum card probably costs money. These people are scamming you. Are there amazing technologies out there that are not yet out for the public that the elites use? Yes. Do you want to call them MedBeds? Sure. But there is no such thing as a technology that will take all your problems away without you taking responsibility for it. That goes against every law of physics and spirituality. It simply doesn't work that way. I know you want to believe that, and so do I. It doesn't work that way. Now, there are other technologies that many people do know about. That's the purpose of unified healing, to bring red light therapy to them, to bring infrared light, far infrared light, to bring cold plunges to the world, to bring the light system to the world, because all of these are medbed technologies. Medbed technology is defined as, in my definition at least, technologies that work on light, energy, frequency, and vibration. That is the new way of the world. And that is the bucket that medbed technology should fall under. Not this esoteric thing that everybody still says through Telegram is going to be coming, and you have to pay X amount of thousands of dollars, and you may be chosen to get it for free, and the military is going to be kind of bringing it forth to the world. That's never going to happen. And I wish I was wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but it's not going to happen. So for those of you in that bucket, believe what you want. I don't see that happening, and I'm just being real with you. I think that that's bullshit. All righty, let's keep going. Do you know anything about Three Eye Atlas? Yes, but Robert Edward Grant knows more than I do. So make sure to watch that interview on my YouTube channel. Everything you need to know about Three Eye Atlas with Robert Edward Grant is on my YouTube channel. So check that out. It is absolutely incredible. This is a very good question from Donald Combs. I have asked several times, but have you been able to get the rest of what you have of Rays of Light translated yet? Donald, I'm so sorry. The answer is no. And the answer is no, not because it's not coming out. It is coming out, but I have been so swamped with so many things going on over the past year and a half specifically, especially with the passing of my father and taking care of a lot of things, that it's just been so hard to get to that and really put my focus on that. But my promise to you is that will come. And by the way, I do have another portion. It is in Hebrew. It doesn't need to be translated. I still do not have the entire book. I look forward to getting the entire book in terms of access to it. I've held the entire book. I've seen the entire book. I've scrolled through the entire book, but for whatever reasons, he just doesn't want me to read it yet. And that's okay. I will get to that point. But even with what I have in my hand now, I will get that translated as soon as possible. Just bear with me, because life has been crazy in the best possible ways, but it's also been taking my attention away. So I will get to that, and I'm sorry that I haven't done that yet, Donald. How can you protect yourself against fifth generational technology? Well, for one, these things right here. These things right here. This is a light system supercharged medallion. These are light system supercharged bracelets. And I'm going to show you something incredible that I don't think I've ever showed on this YouTube channel yet, but you will see exactly what these literal, I call them technologies, even though they're stones because they're embedded with certain energies and frequencies. Look what they do when you use a tri-field meter to see how it impacts negative and destructive EMFs. Check this out.
Let me show you something cool. TLS quantum charged medallions with our very own Zyto frequency programmed into it. I'm going to show you something with a tri-field EMF reader on a power source. Super high reading, 444, 47, 49, 51. Now let's see what happens when I throw the medallion in between. Boom. All the way down to 22, 29, 30. Incredible EMF blocking.
So that, my friends, is one way of many, by the way, that you can help protect against EMFs. That's what these wearables are meant to do. So again, make sure to check that out. Go to tlsmarketplace.shop. There's 25% off up until tonight. Get yours. They're amazing. They're also beautiful, and I always get complimented on them. So check them out, tlsmarketplace.shop. There's a link in the description below. Let's keep going over here. I'm just looking over here. Can you share about the parasite cleanse you did? Yes, I can. So this is actually a company that I am not affiliated with in any way, but I'm going to pull it up for you guys right now because it's pretty awesome. The Sanctuary Parasite Cleanse is awesome. It's a 10-day parasite cleanse. I think it's like $300. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. There is no affiliate commission or anything like that whatsoever. It is absolutely incredible. It makes it easy. It's really awesome. So right over here, when you go to the sanctuaryholisticwellness.com, you get to here, you can read all about it. It's a 10-day detox. It does make the perfect gift. I do completely agree with them, by the way. Read all about it. This is what I used the first time. And by the way, Global Healing does have a parasite cleanse on their website as well. That is a very, very powerful one. I would highly recommend using that as well. Don't underestimate these things. They're incredible. On the topic of global healing, what I just did was the liver cleanse. This is on tlsmarketplace.shop. And this is what we're looking at here. So by the way, when you go to tlsmarketplace.shop, this is what you're going to see. And this is the Cyber Monday sale. Happy Monday, by the way, save 25%. So this is where you can get your medallions, all different pieces of it, medallions, bracelets, whatever it is. And of course, the liver cleanse special. So this is just under $100, ships almost everywhere. And it's pretty awesome in terms of what they offer. I just did a 7-day liver cleanse with many people around the world. You could find this at tlsmarketplace.shop. So check that out. But to answer your question about the parasite cleanse, that's what I did. I did 10 days. It was awesome. Somebody asked a really awesome question, and I think it's worth kind of going into. So somebody said, what about all of us that can't afford any of this, right? There are people out there that can't afford to buy a $50 medallion or a $100 liver cleanse or a $300 parasite cleanse. And I think that's where gifting comes in. So right now we're seeing this big kind of like divide. There are few people with a lot of money and many people without. And I believe that to correct that, the people that have the resources to help should be helping the people who don't. And you could do that on a personal level. You could do that through maybe a donation aspect of what things like tlsmarketplace.shop may have in the future. I don't know if they're planning on doing that, but that could be an option. We have a gift and membership option on Unified TV. All of these things are so people who have can help people who do not have that to be able to afford it. And that's how we help each other. That's the world that we're going into, and it's so important. Now, somebody said or asked, wait, let me find it. Can you talk about doing one's part regardless of technology? Yes. Outside of money, outside of technology, outside of any of those things. What does it mean to do one's part? And in my opinion, what it means to do one's part is actually very simple. What consciousness do you hold? What consciousness do you hold? What awareness do you hold? What energy are you expressing? That's how you do your part, outside of all the physical and tangible stuff. That is how you do your part. When you express joy, when you express love, when you help people, when you bless them silently without them even needing to know that you did it and without you even needing to know who they are, that's how you do your part. And by the way, I'm going to share a little personal thing. And this is something that I'm not sharing because I want to share something that I did. I'm sharing to inspire all of you who can do the same. What does it mean to do one's part? Now, this one does have to do with finances in terms of helping somebody, but I want to share something because I've never shared this on YouTube, and it's something that I'll never forget. And it's something that I'm only sharing, and I wouldn't share otherwise, but I'm only sharing because I think it's something that may inspire some of you. So it's actually a funny story that led to something heartwarming, but also heartbreaking, but led to something heartwarming. So me, my fiance wife, she's my wife basically, Noah, and our beautiful dog Halo. As you all know, when we first got Halo, she was super sick. We had to do everything in our power to keep her alive. Today, she is thriving. She's doing amazing. We put her in oxygen chambers, the equivalent of hyperbaric chambers, for like a week straight. She is thriving today. But after all of that happened, this is actually the funny part of the story. After all of that happened, she made it through and everything was great. We're just kind of hanging out, and Halo ate an entire joint with marijuana in it. And we're like, oh my God. So she eats this whole thing. Granted, she's like a 2-pound toy poodle. And I don't know what to do, right? Like, is she going to die? Like, can she handle it? I start looking up on ChatGPT. What do you do? Oh my God, it's dangerous. It says call pet poison control right away. I'm like, okay, so I call pet poison control. They're like, take her to the hospital right away. Now, meanwhile, Halo's like freaking out. She like can't stand and like she's like twitching. I'm like, oh my God, she's dying. What do we do? So it wasn't funny at the time. But anyways, we rushed to the hospital 25 minutes away in the middle of the night, and we brought her straight to the hospital. Everything was okay. Thank God everything was okay. She slept it off. Everything was fine. It was actually very funny once we understood that everything was going to be okay. But here's the point of the story. When we got there, this hospital was empty. And me and Noah walk in, they take Halo to the back, and we see this girl come in. She was maybe 16, 17 years old, didn't speak English very well. And she's holding a dog that was completely unconscious, maybe 10, 11 years old. And she's kind of crying, but also worried. And she says, please, I need help. I need help. My dog had a seizure and I don't know what to do. And the doctors are trying to explain to her. They said, okay, emergency, we're going to bring the dog back because it was unconscious. And the doctor said to the girl, are you okay if we do CPR, right? In case, like, do you want a DNR, a do not resuscitate, or can we do CPR? And she didn't even understand what that meant because her English wasn't great. So I tried explaining and we figured it out. And it was just us in this waiting room. She said, yes, yes, do whatever you need to do. So they took the dog to the back, and like 8 minutes later, oh, it's so sad. 8 minutes later, they come out and I saw the whole thing. It broke my heart. And they said her name was Oreo, the dog. And they said Oreo didn't make it. And it was like, even now, like it makes me want to cry. It was horrible. It was horrible. And I'm looking at this girl, and she's like 17, maybe 18. I don't even know how old she is. And I'm looking at her, and she just starts crying, and there's nobody there to help her. And I don't know her, and she doesn't speak English, and I'm not sure what to do. So they said, would you like a moment with Oreo to say goodbye? It's so sad. So they bring Oreo in the towel and they put her or him, I don't know, but the dog on this like thing, right? It's like a metal stand of some sort. And I'm looking over the receptionist desk in the front because there were cameras there because I didn't want to go in the room to disturb her privacy. So I'm looking at, and she's on the dog and she's crying, and I'm crying, and it was horrible. And I had to stop, and I said, you know what? This girl's having like one of the worst days of her life. Let's see if we can help her. So I asked the woman, what's her bill? How much is her bill? Because the last thing that this girl, that I don't know if she has money or not, but I assumed, she's young. I have no idea. And I said, listen, assuming she probably doesn't, the last thing she needs is to pay a bill right now, on top of the fact that her dog just died unexpectedly. How much is the bill? And I don't remember what she said. It was like, $700 or something like that. And I said, can you show me the breakdown? And on the breakdown, it said cremation, because they were going to cremate the dog, but it said communal cremation. I said, what the hell is communal cremation? She said, well, she can't afford to do the private cremation where she keeps the ashes with a jar. So the dog is, Oreo is just going to be cremated, and that's kind of it. And I was like, okay, so like how much is private cremation? It was like $100. I don't remember what it was. So we did that. And they were like, maybe you want to get her approval. I said, no, I don't want her to know who we are. I just want you to pay for this. Here's your credit card. Pay for it. That's why we do what we do here. And tell her somebody took care of it. And we did that, and we left. And till this day, this girl has no idea who did that for her. Now, usually I wouldn't share that because there's no reason to share. But the reason I'm sharing that is because this is an example of what I'm talking about, of doing your part or helping people that may not have it. If you have the ability to help somebody, if you have the ability to do something, to put a smile on somebody's face, if you have the ability to make somebody's day better, whether it's through a compliment, whether it's through a hug, whether it's through paying a bill, do it. Because that's how we make this world a better place. On the unified team, we have something called Pay It Forward. I don't know if you guys know this, but every single month, somebody on the team is given $1,000. Sometimes multiple people, depending on what we're doing on the team that month. But at the bare minimum, somebody on the team, regardless of where they are around the world, is given $1,000 added to their check. And that $1,000 is to be used to pay it forward. And every single person on the team does something different. Sometimes they actually donate to animal shelters. Sometimes they'll wait at a supermarket and see somebody that's having a hard time and pay their bill for them. It's these little acts of kindness that make this world a better place. And those have ripple effects. They really do. So I'm sharing this, number one, because I want to show you that we're leading by example here. And number two, I want to inspire you to do the same. There are some of you that are the individuals that need that support. There are others of you that are the individuals that can give that support. As a matter of fact, on my last Monday Night Live on Unified TV, there was a woman, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, and it doesn't matter either, but there was a woman that came on live. She was sharing her story just randomly because I was asking her, what can I help you with? Where are you at? She was saying how, she's basically living on Instacart and Uber Eats right now as a delivery person to be able to take care of her 2 or 3 children or whatever it was. And she wasn't asking for anything. She was just sharing her story because it was a little, intervention that we were having. So I decided on the spot, let's do the Unified TV Pay It Forward for her. We gave her that $1,000 and it changed a lot for her. So I'm giving you examples with money, but there are a million examples that I can give you. Like it says in Rays of Light, the rabbi says this: bless people always, even if you do it silently. Bless them. They don't need to know that you're blessing them. And I took that to heart and I said, you know what? Now, every time I walk on the street and I see somebody that's, having a bad day, or I see somebody that's homeless or whatever it is, outside of helping them financially, I always silently share a blessing, even if I'm driving by them. I don't know if it helps, but my intention was there. And that intention will help the world one way or another. So it doesn't need to cost money. It can be a blessing that's worth everything. It's priceless. Now, here's where it gets hard. And this is something that I've been practicing over the past few months. Bless the people who you are hurt by the most. And I'm sure you guys can probably guess who some of those people are in my world. And I swear on my life. And it was hard. But a few months ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do something that's really difficult. I'm going to send individuals that I feel wronged by, that I still feel wronged by, all the love in the world. And I've been doing that since. And I don't know if it's changing anything in the actual situation, but it's changing a lot in my life. And suddenly I get to sit here with a true smile on my face, with true love in my heart. And I mean that. You know, some of you may be watching and say, well, is that real? No, no, it's real. And you'll know it's real if you feel me right now. And if you feel me right now, you'll be able to do the same. I don't care what somebody's done to you. I do care, but that's not the point. That's a lesson. And the lesson can be many things, but one of the lessons can be how or are you able to open your heart even in the hardest situations? And that's something that I've been doing my best to do over the past few months. And I'm telling you, my life has never been better. And I'm saying that. I'm saying my life has never been better in a year where I lost my best friend, my father. And not in a, whatever way, not in an expected way, in a really terrible way, in a very traumatic way. And I'm still sitting here in front of you right now on your screens telling you that even with my father dying, my best friend, my life has never been better than it is right now. And I miss him every single day. And I look at his picture every single day. And I pray for him every single day. And I pray for him that he helps lift me up in every single way. Because I know that he has more power there than here. Does that mean that it doesn't break my heart that he's not here physically? Of course it does. But that doesn't change the level of love that I have in my heart every single day. It doesn't. And it's in times of turmoil where we are tested the most. It's in times of turmoil when, if we can feel love in that moment, if we can truly smile and be in joy in that moment, nothing can touch you. And I'm going to sit here and tell you with full conviction, nothing can touch me. And nothing can touch you either if you don't let it. Don't give attention to the dark things in life. Celebrate the little wins along the way. I do that every day. I could focus on the things that I don't like throughout the day, but why would you do that? What you focus on is what you will then receive. You focus on ugly, you will see ugly. If you focus on beauty, you will see beauty. So focus on beauty. Why would you do anything else? Why would you do anything else? It's almost like that game with the yellow cars where it's like the punch buggy game where you hit your friend in the car on a road trip every time you see a yellow car. When was the last time you saw a yellow car? Probably never, or a long time ago. But do a little test. For the next 24 hours, put a reminder that comes up every hour on your phone, other than when you're sleeping. Yellow car. And you will start seeing yellow cars. Because what you look for is what you will find. Look for beauty. Look for beauty. Look for love. Look for amazing things in your life. Don't neglect the negative. Find the silver lining in the negative. Find the beauty in the negative. Just like I did with the passing of my father. Just like I'm doing with obstacles today. They're no longer hardships because they're not hard. Because even the hardships that I'm dealing with today, they don't boggle me down. They don't even bring me down anymore. As a matter of fact, they excite me because they bring me one step closer to becoming a stronger and better version of myself. So I urge you guys, do the same. Do the same. Make it happen. Live the life you want to live. Take your power back. Stop living in fear and do what you came here to do, and that is give and love unconditionally. So with that, I see some questions, and I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit, which I want to keep. It's been about an hour, so we will do another live Q&A. But with that, I see somebody ask about the payment plans and the $1,000. The answer is, I don't know where I saw it, but I just saw it for a second. In short, If you do want to get the Light System Cube, the Light System Pyramid, you could get them on payment plans to my knowledge. Just make sure to book a call. I'm going to actually show you guys exactly what to do and how to do it, because this offer ends for the Light System tonight in like 5 hours. So if you go to thelightsystems.com right over here, you'll be able to see Cyber Monday, save $1,000 on the Cube, $2,000 on the Pyramid. And here's the key: book a call. And when you click book a call, you'll be able to book a call, and so long as you book a call before 11:59 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So you could book it for tomorrow, right? All of these slots tomorrow. So long as you book it before, what I at least saw in terms of what Light System shared is that you will be able to still get that discount. And yes, you can get that discount and still use a payment plan. So it's the best of both worlds. So make sure to book a call. Go to thelightsystems.com to learn more. Do this over the next 5 hours for all of you watching this right now. This cube is incredible. This pyramid is incredible. There's a reason why I sit around them all the time. And of course, if you want to get 25% off, that ends tonight as well. These are only like $40, $60. They ship all around the world. Read about it, check it out. Go to tlsmarketplace.shop or simply go to shop right on thelightsystems.com and it will bring you right there. Check it out. It's also a beautiful site with beautiful products, 25% off up until tonight. And last but not least, boom, get your tickets, learn more. This event is going to be the event of the year, January 16, 17, 18. In person and live stream tickets are available. If you can't make it in person, get the live stream as soon as possible. And if you can make it in person, we will likely be doing the buy one, get one. So even if you get it now without the buy one, get one, that will be honored once that goes live, if that goes live. Get your ticket. I love you all. I appreciate you. Go to jasonshirka.com to learn more about that. I will see you all soon. God bless you. God bless Monday, and God bless this week. Thank you all very much, and I will see you all soon.